Are you just coming back to Destiny 2 for the first time in a long time? Have you logged in and wondered what the heck is going on? Well, today I'm going to answer some of your basic questions and also give you a clear path on how to succeed in this basically new game coming up. The first tip is if you're literally just coming back, you should have been able to boost one of your characters to level 30. And then I highly recommend that you just immediately start doing the Tangled Shore. It's super important that you do the entire campaign because of things that we'll talk about later in the video. But you definitely want to make sure that you get through the whole campaign. There may be some times, especially towards the end of the campaign, where you actually have to break off, maybe do some public events or something to try to boost your light level, because there are certain activities that do require a higher light level for you to do, and you may not be able to complete them. And public events, specifically on the Tangled Shore, will help get you where you need to be. The ultimate goal is to be able to unlock the Dreaming City, which is the next step after the Tangled Shore. So once you get there, just keep doing the campaign, and then you should be good to go. And you should also be pretty close to, if not exactly, level 50 at that point. There are weekly and daily events that you can do. Once you get to level 50, these unlock and you can start completing things for powerful gear, which is your best gear that has the highest light level jump from whatever your current gear set is. For example, this week, weekly is on the EDZ. So you would want to go here, talk to this guy, pick up his bounties before you start doing the activities, because you can get some nice synergy with bounties, because you do have a weekly event from Ikora, which is complete 20 bounties. So you want to be picking up bounties based on what you're going to be doing. If you're going to do Gambit, go to the Drifter, pick up his bounties. If you're going to be doing strikes, go to Zavala, pick up his bounties, so on and so forth. When I left Destiny, I was used to constantly always having my best gear on all the time. Well, you'll be happy to know that they fixed that, and so now it looks at the gear in your vault as well as the gear that's in your inventory, and that is what the prime Ingrams or any Ingram ultimately drops off of. My current power now that I switched at is 646, but if I picked up a prime Ingram or a powerful Ingram, it would still be based off of the highest gear that I have in my inventory. So don't feel like you constantly always have to be wearing your best gear. Wear the gear that works best for you in the situation. Tip 4, definitely join a clan if you're not in one. You definitely want to be in one that's relatively active anyway, because you can get powerful gear from your clan completing weekly events together, such as the Crucible, Nightfall, and Raid. Now, if you're on Xbox and you're looking for a clan, definitely let me know, because we got plenty of room and we'd love to have you over here. Your gear. Specifically your old gear, which is pretty much useless now. If you have any exotics or anything like that from year 1, you can go ahead and dismantle those, get your legendary shards from them, because I'm going to show you, if you go to your character screen, which is just your start button, and then hit your left bumper twice and go to collections, this is all the armor that you have. Your exotic weapons, you can pull from here at any time. They do cost materials. See, they cost a little bit of glimmer, which you get an unbelievable amount of glimmer, so you should never have an issue with glimmer. Legendary shards, 7 of them, and then gunsmith materials, 7 of those. The reason why you want to get rid of your current ones is because they're going to become outdated very quickly, especially if you're leveling up. You do have the ability to upgrade them using other weapons like you used to before. However, it's not as efficient, and it costs much more materials to do that than it does just to pull a new one out of here. If you're leveling up 10, 15, 20 levels or so, and you have a gun that you really like, just pull it out of here. All right, so let's talk about strikes. So if you go into the Vanguard playlist down here, the center one is going to be your strikes. You'll see the launch button. This is a matchmaking program or list, so you can do this solo and you'll be matched with 2 other people. But pay very close attention to the modifiers over here on the left, because if you look, it says weekly. Complete strikes using a subclass of the same light element. Make sure you're on an arc subclass. If it is arc for the week, solar if it's solar, and void if it's void, and then try to adjust your weapons accordingly. I wouldn't recommend going in there and sacrificing 50 light levels just to use an arc weapon. I don't know exactly where the break even is. If you have another weapon that is pretty close, or going back to our previous tip, if you don't, go and peruse your collections and make sure that there's not something you can just quickly pull out of there that may work for this scenario.